What's happening, all the lovely smelling people out there? Welcome back to the Fragrance Fraternity. We have the old weekly rotation coming at you today. Hopefully you enjoy it. We got some scents that have absolutely no position being worn in summer. Absolutely, there's no reason that I should be wearing these in summer. But thankfully, the weather has been kind of mild, so I've been able to sneak off with some of these better scents that may only be reserved for wintertime for some. I don't like the long intros. Let's get started here with Francique 63.55. No, this is not your favorite radio station. This is actually probably the best clone out there, at least in my opinion, one of the best. This is cloning BDK's Gris Charnel. It is spot on to Gris Charnel. Obviously not the same quality. It never is with the clone, but in terms of scent profile, it is very close. And the quality that it does have is sufficient and is exceeding what you would typically expect out of a clone fragrance. So Francique 63.55, if you like that Gris Charnel scent profile, it's got like a black tea and fig and a little bit of cardamom. It's kind of like a date night evening seductive type scent. Doesn't smell like, but in a similar vein to stuff like La Nuit de l'Homme and Armani Code. If you enjoy fragrances like that, date night type scents, Le Male Les Parfums, you may find that you enjoy the Gris Charnel scent profile as well, which I really do, especially if you have a similar taste to me and you want to maybe check it out or get it on a budget. I strongly recommend Francique 63.55. Weird name. But the fragrance is great. Okay, next up, we have a fragrance that has no business being worn in summer, but I did it anyway because I just got it in. I was able to find it at a really good price, and I wanted to wear it. It wasn't too hot, and it is Dior Homme Intense. So you gotta love iris. You gotta love that waxy iris. It is pretty decently sweet as well. Again, not a summer fragrance, but sometimes you just wear whatever the hell you want and you don't really care what season it is, right? You're just in the mood for it, and that's the case with me. I was really hitting it hard. You can't really tell because like I just got this, but I was spraying it a lot that day and I'm in love with it. Kind of similar to Narciso Rodriguez Blue Noir Parfum, Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum, and Valentino Uomo Intense. Insert your name of iris dominant designer fragrance here. You're going to get some similarities to Dior Homme Intense. This is probably the sweetest of that bunch, but again, you have to like that kind of waxy makeup lipstick iris type smell, which not everybody does. I like it. I think it's very appealing. I think it's very seductive and can be dressed up beautifully. Anytime you got like a suit and tie type situation, rock some iris. It's going to make you feel classy, or at least you're going to smell that way. All right, next one. We have one that's quite a bit easier of a wear. I'd say this is Mancera Vetiversensuel. One of the easiest just daily casual wears from this house. And don't be afraid because of the note of vetiver. It can be challenging, but this is probably the cleanest, freshest, most easygoing vetiver fragrance of all time. You don't get that prominent woodiness that you do often from vetiver fragrances. Instead, it's more of a citrus type freshness coming off the top, as well as, I guess, some of those Mancera floral components that is pretty typical across many Manceras. So if you've had your nose on different Manceras, you kind of understand that floral nuance that they bring to the table, which can be found in stuff like Sicily, Soli d'Italie, Aqua Wood. I'm not saying they all smell similar, but you do get that carryover in the brand DNA. So it's really about if you enjoy the style of perfumery that Mancera has. And if you do, you may want to check out Vetiversensuel. One of the better offerings as far as their fresh fragrances go, and it definitely the most probably versatile, or at least one of the most versatile fragrances that they offer. So Vetiversensuel. Next one we have is Kajal Ferris. So a lot of people say that this is basically niche Dior Sauvage, and if you watch my channel at all, you know I absolutely love Sauvage. So I wanted a higher quality, more niche take on that scent profile. Makes sense, right? On first spray, I didn't love this one, and brings up a good point. Don't always judge a fragrance just off that first spray, especially the fragrances that you don't really like right away. You really owe it, especially if you're gonna have a YouTube channel, to do some diligence, take some time, really get to know that fragrance, and your opinion might change. Like it did for me. I actually really love this fragrance. Smelling it up close for the first impression, it kind of threw me off. But then I've worn it a couple times and I absolutely love it. It's all about the sillage, it's all about the wearing experience. And yeah, Sauvage is a good comparison here, but higher quality, long lasting. You get a lot more of the aromatics in Kajal Ferris as well. So not quite Sauvage, not quite as Ambrox and synthetic. You get more of the aromatics, but still has that same performance and longevity that you would associate with Sauvage. So Kajal Ferris is a great pickup. Really love this bottle too. I think they did quite a nice job on the overall look of it. All right, a couple more here. We have Club de Nuit Milestone. Look at that shiny gold thing. This is a clone of Creed's Milestone Imperial. And it's a little spicier than Milestone Imperial. Obviously quality difference. You get more of a Middle Eastern take on Milestone Imperial. It's not as like light and airy and freshy, mainly due to that quality difference. So if you want something at least pretty close in the scent profile, they do offer that benefit where it is pretty close to the scent profile. So at least you can get your nose on what Milestone Imperial might be like in the wearing experience. Good performance here though. Definitely a summer fragrance. And one that may get you some real positive attention. This is kind of a scent profile that really has some like die-hard fans behind it, some really like hardcore fans. I wouldn't say I'm like super hardcore a fan, but I do enjoy wearing it from time to time, and it is quite different as far as fresh fragrances go than everything else out there. You may stand out a little bit, and especially these days, I don't know too many people that are rocking Milestone Imperial as their signature scent. It's kind of a fragrance that was really, really huge at one point, and now more or less has been forgotten about, unfortunately, because it doesn't smell dated. It works really well. It doesn't smell outdated at all. So you could easily rock it and not have it smell like you're wearing something that's from an era gone by that you probably should move on from, right? So Club de Nuit Milestone from Armaf, a nice little cheapy clone representation of Milestone, or of Milestone Imperial. All right, next one. We have Making Sense, Apple Craze. Don't really hear anybody talk about this one, and you really have to be a huge fan of Apple, which I am, because that's all you're pretty much going to get here. It's just a big Apple bomb, and I enjoy it for that fact. You know, not every fragrance needs to be the most complex, you know, multifaceted creation, game changer type thing. Sometimes you just want something simple, just a one note type fragrance. And for me, Apple is a fruit that I love. It's a top note that I love, and I always really enjoy the way it comes across in fragrance form. So it just felt like wearing a little bit of apple with Apple Craze from Making Sense. The 17 ml goes a long way. They're all extrait parfums, last a long time. Projection is monstrous with all of these, and I really enjoy the House of Making Sense. They have several good offerings. Definitely a house that you should check out if you're interested in, and maybe start with these 17 mls. They go a long way. So last one up for the weekly rotation. This is my favorite tropical fragrance. This is Lorenzo Pazzaglia Summer Hammer. Appropriately named. This thing is bringing the freaking hammer down with the fruits. It is a fruit cocktail concoction. It is a tropical, chilling at the beach, sipping some, I don't know, freaking something fruity, like a strawberry type smoothie or something. I don't know, something really fruity and like red. You get a slight undertone of this maybe kind of like rum booziness. So it's really going to just take you to that tropical paradise, you know, just like people often say about tropical fragrances. But insane performance here. The scent profile absolutely blows my mind every time I wear it. It is pretty unisex, if not leaning a bit feminine. But if you enjoy sweet, fruity kind of tropical fragrances, I've tried a good amount of them so far. This one is cool because it doesn't really go that coconut direction, just really sticks to that red, fruity kind of berry smell through and through, and that lasts throughout the life of it, which I really enjoy. This little guy looks a little bit pathetic, but it was expensive, and you really only need a couple sprays, and I'm very blessed to own this fragrance, and hopefully I'll be able to wear it in good health for many years to come, God willing. All right, folks, that's it for this weekly rotation. Let me know if you've tried any of these, what you think about them. Let me know in the comments below. Most importantly, what you've been wearing. Put me on to some good stuff. Come on, help me out. I need to know all the best fragrances out in the world, because you know we love this hobby and we like to get excited about new scents. That's what makes it fun for us. Appreciate your support. Keep that positive energy going. Keep it real out there, and I'll catch you next time at the Fragrance Fraternity. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep smelling good out there. Take care.